Hi, Celestine. Wait. Hi, everyone. Hello. Hi, Celestine.
Hello, Lola. How are you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm really good. Thanks for having me on the Lola radio show.
Well, I miss you. You know that it's been like 3 years. Yeah.
Yeah. I have a question.
Oh,
Can you see me in the video? Because I cannot see myself. So is it all good?
really? Yeah, I can see you actually. Why
Okay,
don't you
perfect.
can see me? You
No,
you
no,
can you
no, it's
cannot
fine.
see.
So I can see you. But okay, I think it's because I'm on your radio show, so I see the comment below. Okay, nice, amazing.
Okay, okay, okay. You're already good in here. Okay,
Yeah,
you're already handsome, Celestine. So don't worry.
thank
So,
you, thank you. You look great.
eh,
You look great.
you
I'm
too,
happy.
you too.
Look, I'm actually
Yeah.
standing on my balcony, and you can get a little bit of the view of
Ah.
Switzerland.
Oh my God, Switzerland. I wanna go
Yes,
there.
and with the
Take me there.
mountain behind.
Take me there. Celestine, take me there.
Yeah, you need to come visit once. You need to come back to Europe.
Sure, sure. And now you're in your home.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. What your routinity right now?
What?
Your routinitas, your routine.
Uh, my routine and these days I'm working a lot on music, because I was working in marketing until last year, and I came back from Prague back to Switzerland. I think now you can hear the bell ringing actually from
Yeah, yeah,
uh,
yeah.
from
From the church.
the church. But yeah, anyway, so I worked in Prague until last year. Then I came back in Switzerland. I was working on a few projects also relating on marketing, and then the coronavirus came, so
Oh,
we followed quarantine and lockdown.
coronavirus came.
I continue working on
Okay,
different
okay.
projects, and yeah.
Okay.
Now
Okay,
it's a Sunday, so and you?
okay, we're going to say hello to everyone. Hi everyone. Welcome back again to Lola and Friends. Thank you, Celestine, for joining me today. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, now we will do the exact like the form is like the last 2 weeks, I guess, with Madina. So as
Uh-huh.
we did fact checking on Kazakhstan. So
Yeah.
it's quite the same. I have 36 points that I found on the internet about Switzerland. So
Nice. I'm really looking forward to see everything.
yeah, it's actually really it's too many, right? I don't know. We can manage to finish this in 1 hour.
I'm sure. Sure, yeah.
Yeah, we, we will get it. Okay, before we start, maybe Celestine, if you can introduce yourself and a little bit more about Switzerland. I bet everyone has already know about Switzerland, but you can introduce a little bit.
Yeah, of course. So I'm really looking forward to see the fact you have, because I think Switzerland is a quite interesting country. Um, it's a very tiny country, yet I think it has quite an impact in the world, because we have been neutral and we played a major role in a lot of negotiation between countries at war, especially in the First and Second World War. And I think this is the reason why Switzerland managed to get a place in the world, and to be really well known despite being such a very tiny country. And then we have ton of very cool stuff and cliches that the people love, regarding the mountains, the chocolate, the little cows, and all this stuff. And I'm really looking forward to see what kind of facts you came up with, because I'm sure it's full of them. And yeah,
Yeah, yeah. It's quite interesting actually. I also what some points I didn't know before, so I need to do
uh,
fact checking with you. So everyone, we were classmates, right? So instead we know each other from in Russia, yeah. We met
yeah,
in
exactly.
Russia. Yeah, it's been 3 years. Uh,
I think what is really cool actually is that both you and I have quite an international exposure, which give us also a different approach towards our own countries, because we lived, like on my side, I lived then in Russia, in England, in Japan, in Czech Republic. So it's very fun now, to be able to look at my own country with a little bit of distance, So it's going to be awesome to check this fact with you.
I remember the memories that I cannot forget with you is when we had this management accounting class.
Yeah.
we always sitting on one table and we just like helping each other because we didn't
I know
that much.
Yeah,
I remember.
Accounting is definitely not my my best skill. So yeah.
Yeah,
So we
every time we had quiz.
No.
Every time we had quiz, we just helping each other. That's funny.
Oh my god, those classes,
Okay.
those classes.
Yeah. Okay, let's get to the point. Okay, we start. Yeah, maybe everyone already know about Switzerland. So I found some 36 interesting facts. If you don't know, you can also say that you don't have idea about this because
Alright.
this is people made it. We don't know, right?
Okay.
And number one, let's start. Number one, Switzerland have 4 national languages.
Yeah, it's true.
What are
So
they?
the first one is German, actually Swiss German. But this one, Switzerland is a country which created itself around, some small valleys in the mountain, associating together little by little, making canton or states somehow. And they speak German, kind of Swiss German, but they have different dialects. So sometimes they actually don't really understand each other while they speak the same language because they have different words or different expressions, but generally it's the same. So this is the main language of Switzerland, around, that represents 60% of the population, Swiss German. Then we have French, then Italian, then Romansh, which is really like a language from the mountain. But now what is fun is that actually Portuguese is becoming the fourth language of the country somehow. Because we have a lot of immigration in the country, and a lot of them are Portuguese, and they start to represent a big proportion of the population. So now Portuguese is one of the actually major language, but of course it's just a little joke I'm making. It's not really official, but it's becoming really, I think in terms of proportion, now more people speak Portuguese than Romansh.
But the official language, what your official language? Is it German?
It's German, French, and Italian. We have those 4.
Oh, okay. So
German,
at the school, people learn 3 languages.
Yeah. So as I am in the French part, for example, we learn French, of course, but then we start having German classes at the age of, I don't know, 10 years old, if I remember well, something like that. And in the German side, they have French classes starting at the age of 10.
Okay, then how can you communicate each other?
So, this is sometimes difficult, to be honest, but usually I have come to notice that the German speakers, they tend to speak French better than we do speak German.
Okay.
But yeah, it's good to speak the 3 languages at least, having German, French, and Italian.
Oh, okay, but are they also speaking English each other?
Yeah, actually, this is what I do, for example, because I'm more confident with English. My level of German is a disaster, because I didn't use it much since school, so I forgot everything. So that's why.
So you speak English. You speak English with German in the park.
So same. We often end up speaking English to understand each other.
Okay. How about your identity card? Is it also contain 3 languages?
No, no, actually, yeah, and it has English also too. Yeah, it's yeah.
So 4, no, 5.
No, so I have to find mine, but I think for sure it has. Yeah, it has German, French, and Italian and
France.
English. The thing is that Romansh, it's not really. I mean, it's technically official, but really no one speaks it, and I'm not even sure that it's really written. You know, it's a spoken language.
Okay.
So we don't have it in in written
Okay.
documents. So we just have like three major one, and the fourth one
Okay.
is much less used.
Okay. Got it. Got it. Next, Switzerland is one of the most expensive places to live in. One of the happiest countries in the world. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's very true for the like
Expensive.
we have high salaries, of course, but it's also because the country is so expensive. And in cities like in Zurich and Geneva, they are the most expensive cities in the world to live in. Um, like if I give the average salary monthly, it's more than 6,000 euros or
6,000 euro. Wow.
$6,000.
That's much.
This is the more or less average salary. Um, but the costs are enormous in Switzerland. So in terms of, if you check in terms of percentages, like the amount, like we still spend 25% for taxes, around 30% for the flat and all this kind of stuff. So at the end, we have kind of the same because everything is really expensive.
Whoa, oh my God, I cannot live there actually. But they say this also happiest countries in the world because of the salary is high.
I think it's not just a question of salary, it's also the life condition. For example, there are some
Ah,
studies that prove that if you have an exposure to nature, you tend to be happier.
okay.
There were some study conducted that really prove. And the good thing with Switzerland is that we have small cities, small villages, and nature is just there. In 5 minutes, I'm in a nice forest and this kind of things. So we can very easily go for a quick walk and this kind of stuff. We have very good quality food. We have all these good things, all these good products that makes it easier for people to, generally be happy. So, of course, the salaries are perhaps one thing, but we have a lot of, yeah, we have
I
good
understand.
quality of life here.
Yeah, yeah, and nature can heal anything. Yeah, so it's true.
Exactly, absolutely.
Yes, and this is also related to the most expensive places. Only one
Yeah,
third of the Swiss populations own their own homes. Houses are expensive in Switzerland, so most people rent.
yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah,
true. It's something I never really realized, but definitely in some other countries, it's much more easy to buy a house. Here, if I remember well, in a lifetime, with the average salary we get, we will make around $1.5 million dollar, and this is the price of a small house here. So you need to work your
okay.
entire life to be able to buy a house. But the thing is that you also need to buy food, you also need to buy the rest.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that's
it's
why it's
true.
very very difficult to own a house, and so every time we need to to get a loan, to get some money at the bank. And very often we realize that we are never really going to own the house, but it will be
Hmm.
for the next generation or something like that.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
very
yeah, that's true.
good
That's
house.
true.
How,
You
I,
need to think about future for your
yeah.
generation in the future.
And
Hmm.
actually, how much does it cost in Indonesia usually to
House?
buy a house? Yeah.
It depends actually, but if I compare to Europe, of course it's so much cheaper in here.
Uh-huh. But I
uh,
mean, it's also regarding your salary. Is it more accessible?
yeah, yeah. I
Okay.
think it's if you live in Jakarta, I think it's accessible. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
it's not really
Yeah.
that high compared to any other part of the world, I guess.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So
And I
it's
actually
fine.
saw that. I also saw that one of my friend Linton said that we need 20% of the house price in cash. This is actually, yeah, it's
Oh,
true. It's something I didn't say, but basically, if you want to, get a loan towards the bank, you already need to have 20% of the value of the house. So you already need to have a few 100,000, in cash available.
I got
So
it. I got it. I got it.
that's pretty
That's
difficult
too
to
much.
get
Yeah,
access
yeah,
to.
it's
Yeah,
difficult
it's
because
difficult.
considering your living costs also expensive. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, so
In
that's
here,
why.
living cost in Indonesia is not really expensive, so that's why people
No,
can save money for buying a home. Mhm.
uh, if I remember well, Indonesia also have a high rate of happiness, right? Is that correct?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, yeah. I guess yeah, because we are very close to nature, so
Mm,
yeah,
uh,
I can say so.
mm,
Yeah, but our salary is not really expensive,
yeah,
but not really high. But
mm,
because our living cost also not really
yeah.
expensive, so
But I think
it's
yeah,
fair.
you also have like very good food and
Yeah, yeah,
seafood and
that's
stuff.
true. That's true.
It really makes a lot
Yeah,
more as long as you
it's
have good quality food
yeah,
that you can
it's easy
and
to find like vegetables in here is so
yeah,
cheap, and then some food is also cheap, so you don't worry in here.
yeah,
And then let's move to another one. 25% of the population is foreigner.
yeah, yeah. So
Mm.
it's what I was saying before. Like we have a lot of immigration, and then it actually depends also in some states. Because if we take the states of Geneva, for example, it's like 40% of the people is foreigner, um, because yeah, it tends to be clustered in the biggest cities, of course, like Geneva, Zurich, and in some areas
Mhm.
of the countries. So yeah, we have a lot of foreigners.
Or what foreigners that dominated? I mean, the most high population there.
Um, I think I'm not sure for this one, but I know that Portuguese they rank really high,
Portuguese. Okay.
and um, yeah, it always depends in some, somehow partnerships with the countries, because for some countries it's easier, to get would it be working visa or everything to come to the country. I know that for Portuguese we have a lot here.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
we have from southern Eastern Europe,
Okay.
Albanian countries. Um, yeah, it's yeah, usually do those
Okay.
countries. Also, of course,
Okay.
around like also Italian. Actually, we had a lot of immigration from Italy, but it was, I would say, perhaps 50 years ago. They were like the first big immigration waves, coming to
Oh,
Switzerland.
okay. 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 Got it. Next, this is quite interesting. The Swiss marry late. The average marriage age for Swiss men is 31.8 and 29.5 for women. But it's so late considering because this is
It's
average age.
it's really late, and it's very true. I
Why?
think the
Why?
main
Why? Why do you think so?
I think the main reason is that in Switzerland we have a population who studies a lot and quite late. So usually when you attend university quite late, you tend to postpone, getting married or getting children, because you just study for so long until you're, I don't know, 23, 25. So you don't want your kids directly, you want to enjoy a little bit. So that's why
Okay.
I think it's one of the reasons. But actually, it's very true. And also, the average first child uh, is at 31 and a half years old for women,
Oh.
which is the oldest in the world. Once
Yeah,
again,
yeah, it's old.
we tend to study a lot, I think, and we want to
Yeah,
enjoy
yeah,
a little
yeah, yeah.
bit our life.
Or
But
maybe, or maybe because owning a family could be more expensive.
yeah, I think most likely, like, yeah, we need to be able, to have a nest somehow, like to have enough money to
Okay.
go out,
Yeah,
and it takes some time, and
I
so
got
it's
it.
very expensive. And actually, it reminds me of a little story. When I was in Russia, everyone, I was 26, 27, and everyone was asking, but why don't you have a family and children? It's like, yeah, I know it's strange, but in my country, it's I'm too young for that in my country. So
Okay, okay,
yeah.
okay, okay. I got it. I got it. Next, Switzerland owns lots of guns, but has the lowest crime rates. Oh, you have the rights to have a gun.
So
Legal?
we have a lot of guns because army is mandatory in Switzerland. And
Ah,
when
okay.
yeah, as you finish the army as a man, you keep your gun, because we are, um,
Mm,
I forgot the word milice. Like we are an
like
army that we don't really have professional army. Like we have some professionals, but most
okay.
of the the fighters. They can be called at home, and this is the
Oh,
concept
so
for me.
you go to the military service, and then the guns you can keep them.
Yeah, and you basically keep all your
Ah,
material at home in the basement.
okay, I got it. Wow, but I mean, it's different from USA, yeah.
Yeah,
They have a lot of gun, but they have also a lot of crime rates.
yeah. No, but still, I had seen some studies on the fact that we have quite a high percentage of suicide rates with weapon,
Ah,
because in some cases that someone is going through a hard and depressive period of his life, he has an access to a gun, which make it sometimes easier, and that something that we could reduce the suicide rate with weapon, at least if we didn't have a
okay.
gun. So an access to a weapon is not
Why
always.
why do you think you have a high rate of suicide?
um,
Is it because of expensive?
Uh,
No?
yeah, well, it could be, a lot of stress. I had seen some recent studies showing that Swiss people are quite stressed. We work a bit more in average than some
Hmm.
nearby countries um, per week. And I think that there is quite some stress. And also, when someone is going through a hard period of his life and has suicidal thoughts, if he has the possibility to do it, that he has the gun, it's here, it's just, this little minute that he want to do it, and in a case he has it, this is the moment that is dangerous and that will increase the suicide rate.
Hmm.
So it's
I
not,
think I think
much
I
higher than other countries, but it's quite high for Europe, for example.
okay. I think I read this about suicide. This one, assisted suicide is legal and it tracks suicide tourists. What does it mean?
Um,
Assisted suicide. So people assist you to suicide. Is it right?
yeah, we have an organization called Exit, and they
Ah,
help to your life, but you kind of need to apply somehow, and you need to have a lot of requirements. Like usually
I mean,
they will.
wait a minute. So they help you to suicide?
Yeah, but it's usually for the people who are very sick, and who have something that they cannot heal from, and that it's usually not for, for depression or these kind of things. It's really if you have a sickness that it's really hurting you physically, and that you are going to die from it anyway in a few years, and that you are going to spend your next 5 years suffering and being in pain,
Oh
etc.
my God.
And in this case, they will, they can help you, but it's really for extreme case.
That's so. I mean, they don't. I mean, the only thing that I knew, people will come to you like helping, but this is like assist
Yeah.
you to suicide.
Yeah,
That's
but I think honestly, it's a good thing for really the people who really suffer from a sickness, from something that
oh
is super
my
painful
God.
for them, and they know that they have like 1 year more to live with this pain or something, with this disease, and they're gonna die from it, and they prefer putting an end to it now rather than in 1 year with more additional pain. So in a case like that, I think it can be, yeah, it can be a good thing
Oh
for the
my
people
God.
who.
Oh my God. That's a new thing about Switzerland that I knew.
Yeah.
And the next one, Switzerland. No, the Swiss population consume 36 liters of wine, 56.5 liters of beer, 8.5 liters of pure alcohol per person per year. As a result, there are 1,600 alcohol-related deaths in Switzerland each year.
Yep, that's true.
Really? Oh,
We consume a lot of alcohol, uh, but I think also because we are a country making wine. For example, in the region where I lived, there is a lot of grapes or filled with. Yeah, we make wine. I have some winemakers in my family, and actually it's a long lasting story. It's the Roman who came here and they thought it was a good region to make wine, so they prepare the land and they started producing wine, and it's a history we have for a few thousand years. So yeah,
Okay.
we
So
have a
it's
high
culture.
conception.
It's already in the culture.
Yeah,
So this is also related to your culture, I guess. Switzerland makes and eat a lot of chocolate. Swiss consumption of chocolates per capita is the highest in the world. Chocolate, Swiss
yeah,
chocolate.
yes. Actually, so Swiss people, they eat around, if I remember well, around 10 kilos in average per citizen of chocolate a year. And the reason why, because if you think about it, chocolate, we are not a country, exporting chocolate. We are not one of the countries who went in South America and got the chocolate, But the reason why Switzerland became so famous with chocolate is because we were the first one to create milk chocolate.
Yeah, I
And,
read about this.
and
I read about
yeah,
this. Yeah.
and milk chocolate is so delicious and is the most famous one, so that's why it became popular.
Yeah. I guess I already test one from you, like it's
Yeah, I
3
think
years
I had
before.
both.
Yeah, yeah.
Both.
I've tested. I've tested. And
Yeah.
the next one, you cannot name your child however you want. So who's in
Um,
charge in
the,
this?
this I don't really know, to be honest.
Okay, okay.
So,
It's okay.
yeah.
Because this is people also married. So
Uh,
next, Sunday in Switzerland is like quiet day. So no
yeah.
mowing the lawn, no laundry hanging outside, no hammering or anything that neighbors can hear, see, or overall disturb the peace. Why?
Uh, it's a day for us that is very quiet. I think it's good to have a quiet day, So if some people are doing some renovation on their house and this kind of, noisy thing, you can call the police and they will be
Oh,
forced to stop it. Yeah.
really? Okay,
So
that's
like
nice.
if you want to have your quiet day, Sunday is the day, that it's, well, I'm on my balcony, and no one is doing renovation, no one is cutting the grass in the garden, it's chill. So it's a pretty good thing.
Okay. Okay, that's a good thing actually.
Yeah.
Next is about animal. Pay tax for owning a dog.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
much?
I have no idea. But I know that if you own a dog, a cat, you need to register it at the state and
Okay.
everything, and
Okay.
it can be pretty expensive, I think. I don't know. I know that a friend told me he paid 1,000 a year, but then I have no idea if it depends on the race, on the yeah. But
Okay. Depends on the
yeah,
type of the dog.
yeah, also on the size, and all these things.
Oh,
So
okay.
I don't know the prices, but it can be expensive according to what you want.
Okay, that's why your living cost also expensive. Next, it's also about animals. Animals in Switzerland have rights. Animals are also represented by lawyers in Switzerland's court. Oh, is it true?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know much about this field, but I know as they are registered, like towards the government and everything, uh, they have some protection, and we want them to be, cared of in a good way. Even for the animals we eat, we want these to be, taken care of and not treated
Yeah,
in a bad way.
I read somewhere, but I didn't put here. They said that you need to train them, like really train them to be a very good pet. Is it
Yeah,
true?
yeah, and especially with dogs, for example, it's so I'm not sure that it's forced, but I know that a lot of people are, attending some trainings and these kind of things to have the dogs behaving well. Yeah,
Okay, next. People are expected to arrive on time or maybe 5 minutes early for social gathering. So you're on time, people.
um, so this I didn't hear. They're expected to leave before.
No.
Um,
Arrive. Expected to
to
arrive
arrive.
on time.
Yeah,
On time or maybe or 5 minutes early.
yeah. So
Yeah?
here it's something that we appreciate if the person can be, really there on time, and we don't like to wait too much. And that's very true, actually. This is very true. We like
Oh,
people to
that's
arrive
good.
before. And
That's good.
also a thing, it depends on the state where you are. For example, where I am, when you invite guests and they arrive 15 minutes after, We call it, so I'm in the canton de Vaud, the state of Vaud. This is the, the name of the state here. And we call this the politeness of a Vaud, basically. And when you are arriving 15 minutes later, while being invited, but it's to the house of someone, it's not necessarily to an event or really to the house, then it's considered polite to arrive just 15 minutes after, because you give them some extra time to prepare, if they're in a rush. But in general, like friends and you wait for 20 minutes outside, it's something that we don't like too much here. That's very true. And yeah, it's something I had to adapt a lot, when I was abroad in other countries.
In Russia.
Yeah, or every time, I was, arriving a few minutes before, so if we say, okay, let's meet at 7, then we can really start.
It's also in Indonesia, we don't know on time, so
yeah.
We always know on time. I mean, it's already in the culture, like, okay, we will be here at 11, or some people will come like 11:30, even 12. So.
But, like in a case, if you say, okay, let's meet at the lake, it doesn't really matter because, you still have people. But if you wait for someone, you say, okay, let's meet up in front of the train station, and you wait 30 minutes per person, and you're like, man, seriously, and you miss your train. It's like, it's something that
that's true. That's true. So, but yeah, it's already in the culture, so in Indonesia, so you cannot change that, really. Yeah. Okay, next. Teaching. It's depend on the profession. Teaching in Switzerland is one of the uppermost paid professions.
Teacher, they earn a lot of money here. Honestly, it's it's a well-paid job. It's a really valued job and position in the country, and I think it's a very good thing because it's a very important job. I think they literally educate the future of the country. So
that's true.
So teacher in Switzerland, they need to have a very high degrees and a good education.
I understand.
So it's a well-paid job.
That's why they have they got a higher salary, because their education is also high. Yeah. Okay, I understand now.
If I'm not mistaken, now they need to have a bachelor degree from a special university that is really for teachers. And then it's it's a plus if you also have like other degrees, would be like in biology, because you're gonna study or like you're gonna teach biology and this kind of thing. So usually the teacher, they have very good education, like always university degree, multiple degrees, and it's highly valued in the country.
Okay, understand. Next, in Switzerland, naked hiking is popular. What is naked hiking?
Naked hiking, I know, I do it every Sunday. I go naked in the mountain. No, honestly, I never heard of this one. I never heard of that. Naked hiking.
I thought too.
No, I never heard of that.
Okay. Let us know.
I'll have to say, there are some beaches for, like you can go naked, but this is not exclusive to Switzerland. It's quite, I wouldn't say popular, but it's possible to find this everywhere, at least in Europe, I know. But then, now that you mention it, if you are able to go naked at the beach, why not in the mountains? But I think it's really some very restricted area, because if you are not in one of these areas where you are allowed to be naked, you can be arrested for being naked. So you need to be, in some specific place. But this one I never heard of.
Okay, I get it. I also shocked about this. Okay. Next, in Switzerland, it is legal to use and grow marijuana, but it's against the law to sell it. Whoa, you have marijuana?
So it's indeed legal. I know that for marijuana that has a low, it's called THC. Like the amount of drug that is in the plant. If you have it at a low level, it's fine, because it can be sold for medical purpose, for other type of consumption. Then I know that it's also somehow I think, I'm not sure for this one, but I think it's legal to have, like, if you have one plant at home that
Mm.
contains a high level of drug. I'm not sure that it's illegal. I think you can have one, like a few, if you have like a huge plant full of, of
Do you
hundred
have
of
it?
these. I'm not really sure that I can
Yes.
say that. No, actually, it was 10 years ago. I had tried, to grow one, but it ended up being stolen, because it was one with drugs. I think someone, I
Okay.
never found out who, but someone knew that I had one and came to stole it in, like, at the right moment to take it for the drug. But indeed,
Okay.
I had I, I don't like smoking because I don't like the effect, but I thought it would be fun, to try growing one. But yeah, it's
Okay.
it's true that we're quite chill with this on the regulation, much more than Indonesia for sure. I think.
In Indonesia, we some places grow wheat,
Yeah.
but I think it's already prohibited right now. But I don't know.
Uh,
Some people
uh,
still have it. And we usually use it for food, actually.
okay.
Mhm. Yeah. And next, what is that? Next, people also like to go outdoors more often.
Yeah, it's very true. But I think it's because we have this easy access to nature. If I want
Mm.
in 20 or 30 minutes, I can go on at the top of a mountain and go skiing, or
Oh,
I have like a nice lake just 5 minutes away from my house, so I can go, for a nice day at the lake. We have a very easy access to nature, and I think Swiss people try to benefit it as much as they can. So yeah, and I have to say, during this lockdown, because here the lockdown in Switzerland was kind of half lockdown, so
mm.
people
So
were
you still go
asked,
outside? You still can
yeah,
go outside?
so people were asked to stay home, but they
Mm-hmm.
could still go outside if they wanted. And I think I never saw so many people, going to the forest or hiking. It's
Okay.
yeah, people, yeah, like we go to nature a lot here.
Okay, okay. Next one, the Swiss are reserved and they do not get along quickly with the newcomers.
I think that's true.
Yeah.
So honestly, it might have changed over the years. I think now Swiss people are actually very open, because we have also a big mix of cultures in Switzerland now with a high percentage of foreigners. So of course, the cultures and habits are changing. But it's true that when I compare to other countries I have been living
Mm.
in, we tend to be more in the slightly reserved people, and it takes a bit more time. But I heard a saying once that a Swiss friend is a friend for life, because it's really take more time, to get to know someone, but then usually you keep a very good and positive contact after the friendship has been
Yeah.
established.
Yeah,
So yeah.
I knew that because I have Swiss friend.
Yes,
Okay,
so it's
next.
true.
Next, cleaning. What is it? Cleaning fingernails or chewing a gum in public is considered rude in Switzerland.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Okay.
true. Like we don't like if we see. I don't know. I was always, grounded at school. If I had a chewing gum or this kind of thing. So yeah, definitely, it's 100% true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chewing a gum, like chewing a gum.
Yeah. Yeah. It's something that actually we consider quite disdainful, I guess, or not very
Hmm.
relevant. So it's usually not very welcomed. I mean,
Okay.
nobody is going to make you, recommend, but something, we just don't do it too much.
Okay, okay, okay. Next is still about impolite things. It is also considered impolite to keep your hands in the pocket while talking to someone, as is putting your feet on the desk or table during a conversation with someone.
Um, yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's quite true. Um,
But what
yeah,
about if because it's cold outside, so you put your hands on the pocket?
yeah. So of course, like in a case like that, but like if you are talking to someone with the two hands, Well, this is a hard one. I think if you have like one hand, it's like kind of nice, but if you have like a two hands in
Ah,
the bucket, I think like in terms of body language and communication, it might feel like you have something to hide maybe. But then
okay,
it's a bit like,
okay.
okay, if you would be talking to a king, like would you have like your two hands in the pocket and be chill? It's like maybe we consider it as something not too elegant.
Okay. Okay,
Not a
so
big
I
deal.
will
A big
not
deal,
not
to be
that
honest.
when I come to
Yeah.
Switzerland.
But it's not, frankly, it's not a big deal on this one.
Ah, okay, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Next one, milk is the national beverage.
Um, yeah, to some extent we can say so. I know that we have a high consumption of milk, which is way too high considering what is healthy, because to some extent it's not healthy to drink too much milk. But yeah, I think people
Hmm.
here, they drink a lot of milk.
I also read that you can rent a cow, then you can get the
Really?
milk. Yeah, I read somewhere, I guess. Is
I
it
didn't know
true?
this.
Okay,
But well,
I'm the one
yeah,
who should ask you, Celestine.
no, I think it's true, but it's more for the farmer. Like the farmers, they have the possibility to rent the cow if they
Ah,
don't necessarily have the land available, and they can, rent cow. So maybe then the law could apply to me if I want to have a cow in my garden, but I
mm,
don't think it's very popular to do that.
okay, okay. This is also the next one. It's about national beverage. Yeah, I guess it's national beverage. Rivella. How can I say it? Is it true?
Yeah,
Rivella is
Rivella.
the
Yeah, it's
Swiss
correct. Rivella.
famous, yeah,
Yeah.
and favorite
So
drink that is made from milk serum, water, sugar, and some secret herbs.
yeah, so
Rivella.
it's basically a soda that is made of milk. Um,
Mm.
Tastes quite funny. It's not my favorite one, but
Ah,
it's basically it's like a lemonade, but made out of. Uh,
okay. Okay.
so it's
Lemonade with milk, something like that.
yeah. So it doesn't feel heavy as milk because they extract something
Ah,
from milk. But
okay,
yeah, it's
okay.
like yeah, like a lemonade basically.
Is it still? Is it also have soda? No,
Uh,
no.
well, it is a soda basically. They create a
It is
soda
soda.
out.
Okay, okay.
It really feels like a soda, in terms of texture. Like you have the bubbles, it's sweet. So
Ah,
it's really like a soda. And honestly, you would never be able to guess that it's made with milk because it doesn't taste like milk. It doesn't have the structure of milk. It's not as heavy as milk. It's very different. So it's like really a normal
understand.
soda, but they make it out of milk. So it's a bit strange, but yeah.
Okay, I understand. No, you already mentioned that actually Switzerland has mandatory military service. The thing that I want
Yeah.
to ask, how old people, men in Swiss, should be go to military service?
So it's when they reach adulthood. So when we turn 18 years old, we are called and we
Oh,
have to go into the army. And it
for how long?
lasts, so it's either 9 months, either 4 months,
Ah,
and then for around 10 years, you go 1 month every year. So you can kind of split, um,
ah, understand.
quite flexible. And then we have different type of services. You have like the proper military service. There is what we call civil service. If you don't want to, have a weapon and be part of the war system, you can still bring something to the society by, I don't know, usually helping in a museum or helping old people. Or,
Mm,
I don't know, to
okay.
keep the mountains nice. When you go and you, I don't know, cut the grass at the mountain for a few months, or this kind of stuff. Yeah.
Okay, okay, I understand. And you already did yours, right?
Yeah, so I started actually with the normal military service, and then as it was long, I managed to switch to what is called civil protection.
Mm,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, next one. School children in Switzerland usually come home to eat with their mothers at lunchtime and are given a couple of hours to do so.
Yeah, it's. I think it's quite true because
Hmm.
kids, they have 1 hour and a half or maybe 2 hours of break, so they have the time to get back home.
Two
But now,
hours.
yeah,
Wow.
it's 2 hours of lunchtime for kids at school. But then now more and more schools they have a cafeteria in place because a lot of kids actually can't come back home because the parents are working, so they have no one to cook something for them at home.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah, it's
understand.
true that when I was a kid, very often I tend to come back home to get lunch.
Because you have 2 hours break, so
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
impossible to come back home. And how long does the school start? I mean, from what
So
time to
it's
what time? Until what
so we start at 5, if I remember well, until we're 15 years old, and
time? Mm-hmm.
then actually we have an interesting system of school. Basically, at 12 years old, we have like um, they start to cluster according to if you're good at school, if you are medium, or if you are not too good at school, and then they do different level, and according to
Mm-hmm.
this, then you can go at high school, or you can already do a traineeship when you finish school at 15, 16 years old. So you already start working but still study at the same time for a job.
Okay.
So yeah,
Okay.
basically school really finishes at 15 years old, and then either you go
Mm.
into high school, either you start with traineeship.
And the school time, usually from what time? What the time? I mean, from
Um,
7 or from
it's from
8
eight.
a.m.
It's from 8 to 4.
to 4. Oh, okay,
Mm,
okay. With 2 hours break, right?
yeah. Mm.
Oh, okay. I get it. I get it. And next one, I don't know if this is true or not, but I guess this is not true. Bribes in this country are totally legal. Is it true?
Uh, so I am not so sure. Basically, it's not illegal, but if they find out, you will
Oh,
get fired, most likely. So
ah.
so you don't necessarily to have to give it back, but it's kind of a gray area, to be honest. This one, it's
Okay.
it's not illegal, but it's not supposed to happen either.
I understand. So it's not supposed to happen, but people
Yeah.
sometimes did it. But
So they still do it, and they're like, no, it was just a gift, a friendly gift, and he buys you, like we had a case I think last year of someone from the government in state who received a few Lamborghinis, and he was like, no, no,
oh,
it was just a friendly gift, and of course there was a huge drama. So this kind of stuff, it's really gray area here. It's not illegal. You can receive some gift, but it's not welcome, by the company, because of course it influences your action
it's
toward the person. Yeah,
it's not illegal as long as you don't count it.
exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
I understand. And next, the Swiss greet each other with 3 kisses on the checks. This is like a France, right? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So like with men, usually we shake hands, but with so women and women, they usually do the 3 kisses on the cheeks.
Okay.
And like for example, in some other countries of Europe, they do two, but here we do
I think
three.
France also did it. Yeah.
Yeah.
France also
So
three.
in France, they do two. It's very funny because every time I go for the kiss, and then I go for the third one because here we do three, and they're like, why three? Here we do two, and they just look at me confused, and I'm like an idiot going for the third one. So it's very confusing, and especially in some nearby countries, like in England, for example, they don't do it. And at first, I had the reflex
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
do.
In
So
here
very,
we don't do it also,
you
Sustin.
know, so I know that in some places it's better not to do it. So yeah, it's very confusing. Like,
Handshake
gosh, it's like,
handshake
well,
is
what do you want? Don't kiss me.
yeah, that's true. Handshake is better.
Yeah, yeah, it's
Yeah.
the safe bet.
Okay. Next, if you fail your practical driving exam more than 3 times, you will have to see an official psychologist.
Yes.
Oh,
So
why?
better not
Why?
better not fail.
Why?
Because
Why?
So honestly, it's a huge debate, but to get your driving license, you usually need to do a lot of expensive classes, and it's really an expensive process in Switzerland to get your driving license. And um, some people say that maybe they try to get money out of that, because we
Hmm.
have so many courses, and we try to reduce at best as we can the amount of accident on the road. But then, yeah, I'm not convinced that it's the best idea to send someone at the psychologist. But maybe maybe it's correct. Like when you invest so much money, in you know classes of driving and tests, etc., and you still cannot pass, maybe there is a problem somewhere. So yeah,
Okay, but is it obligatory? I mean, if you
yeah.
don't go to psychologist, is it okay?
No, you can. Like you have to go, otherwise you can
Ah,
be like you're gonna be sued.
oh, but you are the one who pay them.
Yep.
Oh
They
my
force you to pay.
god!
Yeah.
Oh my god! So the thing is, it's better for you to stop on the second times, right?
Somehow, but if you really want it, but usually, it's maybe bad luck, or I think that they don't,
Yeah, yeah,
like, you just go 1 hour to see the psychologist, and that's it. It's usually not a big deal.
yeah. Okay, maybe they thought you have a trouble sometimes.
I
It's
don't know.
very funny because it doesn't have any relation, I guess. Yeah, driving a
Mm,
car with.
I, I don't know, like maybe you are really aggressive on the road and you fail every time, and they see that you are a potential danger, and I have no idea, but
Ah, I understand. It's because of danger. Yeah. Okay, I guess we did all. Yeah, yeah, we did all. Let's
great.
see. Yeah, yeah, we did all. But let's see who there's is there some question? I guess no, yeah. But I guess we have many our friends here. Sustin from GSOM. I don't know. Let me check. Helen, Ikhlas, no, yeah, Ikhlas. There's Helen. You know Helen, right?
Not
No.
sure which one. Also, I see
We
some
have also
friends saying
Madina
hi.
in here actually.
Cool.
Sikarenko, yeah, it's from GSOM. And then we have also, I think someone from your followers told us being late for one job interview, even 2 minutes can cost your place.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was regarding being on time. So yeah, like it's really important to be on time,
Yeah.
especially this
That-
event, because
We
like
have
if you're
also
late just 1
Salahuddin.
minute for a job interview, like you just lose the position directly.
Okay, I guess it's all. There's Madina also in here.
Yeah. Hello, Medina.
Okay, okay. Hey guys, Madina. Okay, we are done. I guess we already talked for more than for 50 minutes, I guess. Yeah, more than 50
Hmm.
minutes. So we managed everything. That was interesting, especially the suicide. I mean
Yeah.
that was shock. Yeah. And thank you, Celestine, and I hope you're very best for your music career. Yeah. Don't forget me when you're already popular.
It was really, really cool to have a call with you, Lola. Thanks a lot. It was super
Yeah,
nice.
yeah, yeah. Thank you, everyone. Ah, Gali, Celestine, you still look too beautiful.
Oh, you
Gali,
take my heart, my heart.
okay. Thank you, everyone. We're done with this conversation. No, Gali mentioned beautiful with us. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining me. Thank you, Sustain.
Thank you, Lola.
Yeah, have a good day. Have a good day,
You too.
everyone. Don't forget, we still have episodes coming up. Goodbye. Have a good day, everyone. Thanks for watching. Goodbye,
Thanks.
Sustain.
Ciao.